holiday season, a time where people come together in festivities to have a good time. Today, we will be looking at two friends who can prove you can make a delicious holiday dinner, even if you're a broke college student who can't afford a real tree.
My name is Steven Skarupa.
My name is Madison Pruitt.
I cooked a delicious dinner for my roommates.
And what did you cook on this special holiday dinner?
It was a baked chicken parmesan with a cold pesto pasta with roasted acorn squash and garlic parmesan bread.
First, we always start with washing those hands. Now it's time to cut the not-so-savory ends off the chicken. For this meal, they used 4 chicken breasts. It's time to cut that squash right in half. If you can. Just break it. There you go. After cutting out those seeds, it's time to prepare that special sauce for that seasonal squash.
The squash, we melted butter, brown sugar, and maple syrup. And then you put it on the squash, I know.
Microwave it up and that's looking nice and thick. Make small cuts in the squash to ensure the flavor seeps in like the cold on a crisp December day, and then we start the drizzling. Make sure to coat thoroughly as to get full flavor of the sauce in the squash. Lay that chicken down in the pan and make sure to always wash your hands after laying down chicken. Now it's time to chop up those onions, or at least until it's too sad to handle.
God. Oh, dude, someone has to take over. I can't do this. I'm dying.
I don't even have glasses, so you shield me from this.
No, it doesn't help.
Everybody knows that nothing beats a delicious holiday dinner. Steven has known that for a very long time.
Oh, I love to cook. I've always loved to cook. When I was younger, I would cook just really gross things for my family, and they'd eat it and they'd love it, or pretend to love it for me.
We don't have to pretend anymore because it looks amazing. What are we dipping the chicken into today?
First I dipped the chicken into a flour mixed with salt and pepper, and then I dipped it into eggs, and then into the panko breadcrumbs.
The key is to caress the flour.
I give him a 10 out of 10 on caressing. Now to get that chicken into the walk-in closet for the 3-layer coating of a lifetime. Baby, it must be cold outside, because all 4 of these chickens are bundling up. Now, unfortunately, the chicken didn't quite make the sizzle we were all hoping to hear. So ladies and gentlemen, the sizzling sounds of Steven.
That's the sound you're looking for.
Speaking of sounds, what are we playing next?
I played the Pentatonix Christmas music playlist, and Pentatonix is pretty much my favorite band, and their Christmas music is amazing.
It's times like this to remember to take a breather, share a drink, and have a good time with your friends, no matter what you're doing. Remember that it is the holiday season, and having friends and having fun has a lot to do with what it's about. Up next, we're pouring out a smooth storm of mouth-water and sauce for the chicken, mixing things up with the onions and adding a special little something to spread the cheer. Flip over the chicken and oh my, what a beautiful golden coat you have there. Get that saucy squash into the oven and make sure it stays in for approximately 45 minutes. Look at that. Looks like the cat wants to lend a paw in the cooking. So let's see what she... Oh, well, I guess she's part parrot. Nice. She doesn't seem to be doing too much up there. Clearly that means that she thinks we're cooking perfection. It's time for the chicken to lay down to bed, but they need a blanket. But first, we gotta make sure it's the best blanket that they can get.
That's good. Okay. I thought it was supposed to be gross or something.
No, it's so good. I need to add the garlic.
You were like, what?
The blanket is looking and tasting good, so it's time to get the chicken covered up and tucked in, nice and cozy. As the gentle moon caresses the night sky with its luminant gaze, the chicken can fall asleep in peace.
Go. It's burping the baby.
It's important to clean up as you go so you don't end up with a mile-high holiday mess. Time to finish off their bedding with some shredded mozzarella cheese. What's that? It's still too cold, you say? Well, I bet it'll be nice and warm for you in the oven. Next to the saucy squash, they should stay nice and warm for the next 20 minutes or so at 375 degrees. I'd offer this pot of boiling hot water to warm up the chickens, but this particular little hot tub is reserved for an angel. Hair pasta. These lucky noodles had such a good time that all their stiff, hard strands slowly boiled down to soft, thick goodness. Mix that pasta in, and now we have the perfect combination of flavor.
Figured why not keep it like an Italian theme? Pestos are pretty popular, and it would complement the marinara very nicely.
Looks like both the squash and the chicken are ready to come out. They're both cooked to perfection, and it looks to me like they didn't have any problem keeping warm in there. So warm, in fact, that the squash is nice, soft, and easy to cut up for the final preparation. Last but not least comes the garlic bread, and that looks too good to be store-bought.
We actually made the garlic bread fresh with melted butter and garlic together, and then you would pour it over and spread it all out, and then you put it in the oven until it was super crunchy and delicious.
Looks like the only thing left to do is set the table. Oh, we almost forgot to pour the drinks. Since it's a holiday dinner, they pulled no stops in buying the best beverage out there. It is a sequential wine with delicious and amazing, aged to perfection. Oh.
It looked, my opinion, it looked very delicious.
It looked perfect. It looked better than I imagined it to look.
The holiday season is a time for giving, a time for sharing, and a time for enjoying special moments with friends and family, like making an amazing holiday dinner.